now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. I see the fucking look in your eyes. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Turn around, bright eyes. You're fucking every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. I fucking need you more than ever.
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't wanna take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines and stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025.
Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday, isn't it? And I'm here with James Fass.
That's me.
There he is. Over there in Denton, Texas.
Shout out, Lil D.
Denton, Texas. There's a radio spot that I hear pretty consistently for like a law firm or something. And I don't know why they do this, but it trips me out because at the end, I guess they have offices in San Antonio and Dallas, Texas, right? But for some reason they go, law offices, a blah, blah, blah. And then there's a pause. San Antonio, Dallas, Texas. And it just sounds like an infomercial of like someone who doesn't speak English. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
San Antonio, Dallas, Texas. That's not the accent or whatever. I'm prescribing that accent to them. But that's the way that it feels. Like they don't act like they're trying to scam me.
Uh-huh.
You know? So anyway, over in Denton, Texas.
Speaking of scam, did you order your Trump Bible?
You know, when that came out, I like jokingly accused my dad of ordering one, right? And he like denied knowledge of even of the Trump Bible itself. And I was just like, okay, yeah.
Oh, so you're not a true believer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not on Truth Social, bud. I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah, man.
Why are those back up in the news, or did that just pop up?
So I work dispatch at my job, right?
Yeah.
So I had this lady call in one time. It's like, yes, I ordered a Trump Bible and it hasn't arrived yet. And I was like, ma'am, I think you got scammed.
Yeah, if this
and
is the
I
number
almost
you're
feel
calling,
bad because she was like 90.
Man, that is
Like
the
at that point, is it really your responsibility to be informed at 90 years old?
Unfortunately not.
I think you get a pass. So I kind of felt bad for her, but also like fucking idiot. Like,
you know, that is the interesting thing because like if you kind of go full circle with that and you just get to like, well, maybe we should limit or like we need some sort of test for people over 60 years old, you know, maybe yearly of, hey, just come in, do this little test, and you can keep your license and you're good, you know?
but if you fail, you die.
Well, on the other end of that, yeah, our government should absolutely have a better infrastructure to support our elderly, and that should include, like,
Euthanasia.
Well, if necessary. No, I'm just no, but that should include like a very large fleet of well-paid caregivers that are like, cool, you need a ride, I will be there in less than half an hour kind of thing, you know?
Right. Yeah. That'd work out.
And honestly, like, I don't want to get into that, but if you're starting to get into that kind of like supportive infrastructure for like the needy in our community, then you also have to consider the way that we frame the needy in our community, right? Because again, I'm not going to get too much into this, but there is a way. There seems to be a very like bipolar way that we look at the border, and if instead like you're not going to stop people from wanting to come into this country. You know what I mean? So it's really about doing your best for your infrastructure. And this is
right.
this is a really callous way of thinking about this. I'm not lying. I'm not pretending that it's not. But you could, instead of, you know, forcing them to be illegal people, you could create an infrastructure that ingests them in a way that, again, is beneficial to both them and the infrastructure of our country. I don't want to get into details of that because I think that honestly is like where it does get too callous. You know what I mean? Like, because it is like, well, then you probably should. In that process is education, and we know how people like to frame education. You know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to spread propaganda, but while we should be teaching Spanish in elementary schools, we also should be teaching the people that come into our country English. But we should be like, not being like, why don't you know it? It's like, no. Thank you for coming here. Let's give you a fucking tax number. Let's educate you. Let's give you job placement across the country. That's the other part that would get pretty problematic, I imagine. Is it's like, hey, I understand that maybe you have family in Dallas, but like, we're trying to do the best thing for our country, and like Kansas needs people. Kansas, like it's tough.
Okay.
No, this is what I'm saying. Is like it's so.
All right.
Yeah, you get it. You get it. Anyway, again, I'm not very smart. I just also think that we don't need to be vilifying people who want to come in this country. So
Absolutely. Or people that want to leave.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's so difficult because it's like I want to be conceptually, I want to be patriotic. You know what I mean?
Listen, Wes.
Yeah, what's up?
I watched Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift last night. And if I can learn to drift, I can make a name for myself in Tokyo. Specifically Shibuya Square.
See, and
I can become a prominent racer, and I can live there and have friends.
I think you're absorbing the right things.
I think that's what the message that Justin Lin was trying to send to us, or whoever the fuck directed that.
I think it was Justin Lin.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to live in Japan so bad. I really do. Like, especially
just buying lobster from a vending machine and shit.
Honestly, just enjoying delicious cuisine. I would never get tired of Japanese food in any. It's
Ever.
just impossible.
Ever.
No, I think it's very hard to move to Japan. I need to look it up, and I am trying to develop in any way having consistent remote work. I'd like to do that as like a video editor.
Right.
And so I'm trying to develop that I'm not going to get into the minutia of how I'm trying to do that or what the steps are. But yeah, if I could make American or whatever world pay, consistent pay of like a video editor, what they make across the world, but living in Japan, it's actually pretty reasonable.
Because why wouldn't you?
Well, Tokyo is not any more or less expensive, say, than New York. It's just
right, but there's like actual like farmland and stuff in Japan that you don't have to live in Tokyo. You can.
Well, I would love to live in Tokyo. I was more just saying.
Yeah, it looks cool.
But I was more just saying, if you make remote money, like if you can make American rates for like the industry that is whatever media, film, just video editing it comes at a premium. You know what I mean? It's not like you can live in Japan and make really good money out of Japan is really what it is. And I think there are programs that actually, I don't remember if I remember reading this in, I don't know if I read this in, that it was this was in Japan or whatever, it was somewhere in Europe. But there are places that are like, if you're a remote worker, come live here. You're not taking jobs from people in our country, but you are spending money here.
Yeah. And
so
they want that. Like, I think Italy has some places.
I think
like
that's
that,
where I read it. I think that's where I was reading it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
right, we need to look more into that on an independent basis. We're about 9 minutes into this. Let's actually acknowledge February 11th. On this day in 1970. Oh wait, what did we open with? The Dan Band. Yes. Okay. So we opened with the Dan Band, "Total Eclipse of the Heart," because on this day in 1983, the original Total Eclipse of the Heart was released. I don't remember who sang it. I don't remember her name. I didn't put it down here, and that's my mistake. I think I really just put it so I could play the Dan Band.
Yeah, I think the Dan Band wrote it originally. So
yeah, they're time travelers. They're time travelers.
They also did the music in Jaws, apparently.
Yeah.
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler. That's it. Yeah.
Bonnie Tyler.
You were saying that AI suggested that they did the music in Jaws.
It's just getting out of control, dude.
Yeah, it's so bad. All right. On this day in 1979, 43 million people watch Elvis. You want to know why? Because there were 3 channels.
And they had nothing else to do. No one had a fucking iPhone.
Not even close. Oh my God, not even close. Magazines were like, a new concept. No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Catalogs had been around for a long time. Anyway, on this day in 2014, 11 people killed after a grenade was tossed into a movie theater. I think this was
Where the fuck?
I think it was in Pakistan.
Oh my God.
It just sucks, man. I mean, I think I put this note because, like, I don't know. It's tough in the world that we live in, whatever. As Americans, I don't know. Just the idea that, like, it's tough to write a script or something. It's tough to make art when it's like, what am I expressing? Like, my woes? Like, there's so much shit happening in the world that I'm fine. Like, it sucks that I feel sad, and the fact is I don't have anything to bitch about. That's the truth. Like, that's why.
Do we know what movie they were watching?
No. But what I'm getting at is, like, man, Pakistan is a country that a lot of artists, I mean, potentially could come from because it's such a repressive place.
Right.
There was a really great documentary in the 2000s about metal in Pakistan. And yeah, that's fucking punk rock in Pakistan. It's nothing here. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
that's the real difference is, I mean, it's getting worse. Every fucking day it's getting worse. So maybe we will have something to rebel against soon. And I'll make a punk band and it'll mean something. But until then, man, like, I don't know. Yeah. 11 people just trying to watch a movie. I did wish I know what movie it was.
Was it American Sniper?
I see. Then now we're getting into some problematic parts because as much as I do want art from Pakistan, it's a very traditional country, and even if you believe in like toppling repressive regimes, you might also have opinions about like gay people and women that I disagree with. like that's kind of the gray area of wanting progress.
One thing at a time.
Right. It's one thing at a time. For sure. Well, and you know what? That is the very kind of weird thing about like I'm very pro immigration, but the fact is like you can Google it, like over half the people that come into this country are Christian. You know what I mean? Like,
boo.
yeah, so it sucks. They're not gonna they're not gonna vote the same way that I'm gonna vote. but that's not the point, man. Like the point isn't
people helping people, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, listen, if the majority of the people in this country want something, they'll vote, and I'll vote the other way probably. Like, but I'm not here. Like, that's how democracy is supposed to work. But you have to have that representation, and right now we're destroying that. Anyway, all right. I don't want to get into it. Why'd you make me James? No.
You're naturally contrarian. All I have to do is just fucking
You're absolutely right.
throw a cigarette that's going out into a pile of your
dude.
leaves.
But what's happening right now, I'm easily triggered.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what's up? On this day in 1949, Hank Williams' Lovesick Blues single is released. Ooh. You know what his birth name, what Hank Williams' birth name was?
Can I guess?
Sure.
Jeremiah.
Pretty, just as biblical. Just Hiriam King.
God damn.
Hiriam King Williams.
And he was like, nah, we got to go by Hank.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that. I hate
Tired
church.
of getting... Yeah.
And
so will my entire bloodline.
Yeah, exactly. No, we almost named the math rock band that I'm in Math Rock, if anyone heard meth. The math rock band I'm in is named Biscuithead, but we almost named it Hiriam King. We were very close. I think Shelby's probably happy we didn't go with a Hank Williams themed name.
Yeah.
But I do love that old outlaw country. All right, let's get to some birthdays. Turning 42 today, Nikki Klein.
Oh.
Yeah, I only put her like because you wouldn't really know her from anything. She had a substantial part, I guess a substantial part, more substantial than I've ever had on Battlestar Galactica. But
yeah,
I only put her because she was in the NXIVM cult and married Ally Mack, like as Ally Mack was like being convicted and stuff. So she's kind of a scapegoat there. She's still in the NXIVM cult, so she can go fuck herself.
Right.
But I definitely wanted to mention that. Yeah, so whatever, I guess. Happy Die Soon Day? I don't know. Turning 43, Natalie Dormer.
Oof.
From Game
Marjorie?
Marjorie Tyrell from Game of Thrones. What else has she been in? I know that she has. All right, never mind. Turning 56 today, Jennifer Aniston.
A newsstand.
So James, I made a joke like I don't know a month or two ago before you got on the pod.
You've been doing it. You've been keeping up with it. I'm aware.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a consistent bit that I will force, but no, it starts with the idea of it's just the idea of truth, and it's like, listen, if in 100 years, people for some reason whenever they talk about the Aniston family are pronouncing it Aniston, it's because it started right here. Now we won't be here to know that, but that's how shit works. It's like for some reason 100 years from now, people are saying Aniston, and there's no really. When did it happen? Did you know that actually in the 90s and the 2000s they pronounced it Aniston? Oh, I guess if you look at it, that makes sense. Why do we say Aniston? But that shit happens like that.
That's like the who made the first sandwich thing.
Exactly.
Who made chips first?
That's those. You know what? If you break it down to food, especially on a chip and sandwich level, that might be the best analogy for how reality, truth, history. Because we all know, we all love food, we all love a sandwich, we all love chips, and yet we understand
combine them.
Yeah, and combining them as well. Yes, but we do also understand the complicated. If we really tried to bog down and ruin our experience of a sandwich by trying to figure out who deserves credit. We're gonna taint the experience of the sandwich.
That's true.
And we do that with our reality. You know what I mean? Like that's ultimately that's why people don't like challenging themselves, because it's like, man, I enjoy who I am and what I am. I don't want to hear that it's problematic. Because we live one fucking life. Like you said, I'm naturally contrarian, and even to myself. So I'm constantly, are you sure, bud? Are you sure you believe that? It's not fun. I mean, it can be. It's funny. All right. Turning 54, Damian Lewis, Band of Brothers, Dreamcatcher. He's also Homeland, but mostly Band of Brothers. Honestly, he's fantastic.
Fantastic series.
So good, dude.
So good.
Yeah, that series was actually a large comfort for me when I went off to college the first time. I was like,
Did you watch the Pacific?
I didn't. I should though. I didn't. Yeah. I've definitely
Rami
thought
Malek and stuff. There's a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, because
I signed on for that one.
I think Michael Fassbender, or am I thinking of Generation Kill? Because both of those I heard were very good. HBO, War. The Generation Kill one, though, is about the Middle East. I should watch it now. All right. Born on This Day, But Dead, The Bandit, Burt Reynolds. I've actually never seen Smokey and the Band. Have you seen?
Just a good old boy.
Just some good old boys. Oh, yeah. But no, you're thinking of Jerry.
A different one.
Yeah, Jerry Reed did, I think, Smokey and the Bandit. Isn't that right? No, Jerry Reed. Or did Jerry Reed
Eastbound and Down?
Did he do? Yeah, Eastbound and Down. Yeah, that's right.
Loaded up and trucking.
Man, Jerry Reed could fucking play a guitar. You know, Amos Moses. You know that song? You got to check out Amos Moses.
Not my generation, dude. What are we talking about here?
Well, because it's Jerry Reed. I'm just Jerry Reed. He's in fucking Waterboy. Why wouldn't I look up that? Oh, he's. I hear that the coach from Waterboy had a musical career and he wrote Eastbound and Down. I'm gonna find Amos Moses. Dude,
he's the coach for the other team, but yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Henry Winkler was Bobby Boucher's coach.
All right. You know, yeah, you're right. The Fonz. I also just enjoyed Jerry Reed's performance.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job. So does Henry, though. When he's like sitting there on the phone that's disconnected from the line, and he's like stomping in high heels, and he's like, I hate him.
See his little booty. He's hilarious. No, he's amazing. I can't believe what a legend Henry Winkler is. I think I've brought this up on the podcast before, but have you seen the video of him in the post office? It's pretty recent. For some reason, a guy is filming in the post office. It's not because Henry Winkler is there, right? He's filming because something weird is happening. I'd have to go back and try to reassess exactly. But
is he rude to Henry?
Henry Winkler thinks that he's being rude to him. That's what kind of makes the video funny, is because Henry Winkler
He's got his dog with him or something like that too.
Maybe, but I just remember that like the guy filming is filming this dude who's being weird, and the dude who's being weird, like, is in Henry Winkler's way because he would be in anyone's way. He's being a dick. He's being weird, but Henry Winkler thinks that he's stopping him because this guy is filming so he can be filmed. That's what's happening.
He shoulder checks him.
Well, he thinks he shoulder checks him. Like you know what I mean? It's like, no, this is just a crazy guy. It has nothing to do with you, Henry. Like, you could literally be anybody. But Henry Winkler, as a celebrity who has run into these issues, like, the guy filming doesn't even know it's Henry Winkler. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like is Henry Winkler just happens to be in the middle of this thing happening. You should rewatch it because that's what's happening. He thinks that this guy, like, but no, Henry Winkler just happens to be in this video that probably would not have gone.
I see. Yeah, this guy looks confused as to who Henry even is.
It's a weird video. And
I see.
And it is funny because Henry Winkler, like, you can understand. He's an extremely famous person who, like, I have to go to the post office. Like, I'm a person.
Like an American sweetheart kind of guy.
Well, he can't have an assistant do what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is very, like, he's probably renewing his fucking passport or something. And
I see that guy's just totally confused though.
Yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like,
And
Henry's collar is fucking popped.
Yeah. I love him, dude.
Like a 95-year-old frat guy.
Yeah. Well,
perfect.
Because he is. He kind of is.
He kind of is. You can't be the Fonz and not belong to a fraternity, you know?
You know, if you were a kid in the 60s and 70s, like, those things were so melded because really what split that generation, it was after Vietnam, you know what I mean? Like, that's what really made you, like, fashionably have to distinguish yourself. We only got about 15 seconds left. I guess we got caught up with Henry Winkler there, but anyway, Born on This Day Not Dead, Leslie Nielsen, turning 33